all, she's a woman who knows how to run this country. She's proven it by being a prosecutor, by being a great vice president. She's a gold standard for leadership in our country.
She is my Howard classmate.
So this is loyalty. You don't have a choice.
No, but even if I did have a choice, she would still be my choice.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Today, I've got some Fox and Friends with Lawrence Jones. He's at a dumpalooza event at the DNC in Chicago, and he's asking people why they support Kamala Harris. You are not going to want to miss this. You won't believe their answers. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, watch the video to the end. Let's get into it.
Kamala, Kamala, Kamala.
Why are you supporting Kamala Harris?
Because she's a much better candidate by far, like 100,000%, if you can go that far.
First of all, she's a woman who knows how to run this country. She's proven it by being a prosecutor, by being a great vice president.
She's a gold standard for leadership in our country.
She is my Howard classmate.
So this is loyalty. You don't have a choice.
No, but even if I did have a choice, she would still be my choice.
When it comes to accomplishments as vice president, what would you say is Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment?
Her great accomplishment happened just the last 2 weeks. She was able to mobilize the Democratic Party.
She has been such a successful vice president and accompaniment to President Joe Biden.
All right. So this is the first lady, the first person that Lawrence, I believe it was the first person that he interviewed, was saying that he was like, why do you support Kamala Harris? This person said, well, she's a woman and she did this and this and this. The only thing that was accurate was the fact that she said she's a woman. That was the only accurate statement, because she is a woman, but to say that she was successful and all of these accomplishments, that she's doing a good job, the only part so far is that she's a woman and she went to Howard. Now, those are facts. I can go along with those.
In her number one accomplishment as vice president, what would you say?
Supporting Joe Biden and standing up to take the baton when he passed it to her.
Loyalty to President Biden.
She's been able to step in with every issue and tackle, whether it is the issue as far as the immigration.
She picked this gentleman to be her vice president. Brilliant, brilliant.
She has the biggest speech of her lifetime coming up.
Yeah.
What do you want to hear from her from that speech?
You know what, to be honest with you, I have already heard everything that I want to hear from her. She's already done such a good job.
I'm really looking forward to Thursday because people now get to hear what she gets to do as president.
I support her, whatever she has.
Okay. Okay, this is the thing. This is what just came to my mind, because you know that Kamala Harris is going to go speak on this Thursday at the DNC. And she hasn't held an interview, right? So I guess she's going to do the same thing she's been doing at the rallies. But I just feel like something's going to happen at the DNC. If it doesn't, or if it doesn't happen shortly thereafter, then I will be totally shocked, because I cannot believe that the Democrat Party this is all that they have. This is it. This is all they have. They thinking of something. They got something up their sleeve. And what are these people going to do with all those Harris t-shirts, those Harris Walls t-shirts? Because I don't think it's going to end up being her. You know what I mean? I just feel like someone else is just going to pop up into place and be that person. But I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you. It's just the feeling that I have. No one has to go along with me. No one has to believe me. I just sense it, and I've sensed it for like several months now. But I'm not in the in crowd. I'm not in the club, so to speak. But let's just talk about these folks and their remarks. Okay, let's just talk about that, because they said that one person said her greatest accomplishment was standing up for Joe Biden and taking the baton. That's her greatest accomplishment. They really, nobody out of all those people that Lawrence interviewed, nobody gave a real accomplishment. One guy, which is what I already heard enough from her, and I'm going to support her. And he was the question, the actual question was, what is the best accomplishment that Kamala Harris has, done since her role as VP? And he was like, well, I've heard everything I needed to know from her, and I support her, deflecting from the fact that you can't think of anything. Now that is bad. Now I know did Fox just handpick these people to make Democrat voters look bad, or is this what it is? That is my question, because these people gave like no real answers. I mean, is this an accurate sample of what Democrat voters are actually like? I mean, can anybody who might be watching my video right now, who is voting for Kamala Harris, can you give me some accurate, not made up, accurate accomplishments of Vice President Kamala Harris in this term, in this presidential term, since she's been part of the Biden administration? Can you do that? And it actually be true, not made up. I'm not talking about, well, she took the baton. That's not a real answer. That is not a real answer. I cannot believe this. Now, this is really sad. But if someone were to ask me what I like about Donald Trump, I could spew things off just like that. Not what he's doing was right by the country and he's a strong leader. Those are vague answers. They're not specifics. Specific answers, just so the Clefty Lefty who might be listening to my channel, a specific answer is record low unemployment. Interest rates were at an all-time low. The border was more secure because the wall was going up. But with the Biden administration, they started rolling that back. And we have all these illegal migrants everywhere. Another thing that he did was he gave permanent funding, and I'm talking about Donald J. Trump, of course. He gave permanent funding to HBCUs. Now, I was talking to a relative who said that, well, Obama gave funding, but he did not give permanent funding where they would not run out. And so Trump gave it to the point where the HBCUs would not even have to ask for it. Now, I will say this. Now, HBCUs, I've heard a lot about presidents over these colleges not doing right by the money. So there needs to be some kind of, I don't know, then they'll say he a racist for doing it. They got to call him a racist, but people need these presidents over these HBCUs, not all, I'm not saying all, I'm saying some, have been proven to misappropriate or mishandle funds. And you got that not just over HBCUs, we see with mayors like Tiffany Henyard of Village of Dalton, we see that. And there was this other guy, Christopher something, over Harvey, Illinois, which is just 4 miles from Village of Dalton. He was misappropriating funds, allegedly, allegedly. So we got to make sure people are using the funds appropriately and document how you've been using them and where the money is going. We're giving you all this money. I want to know it's being used in a way to benefit the students. That's what, I would want to do. But Donald Trump did that. He did criminal justice reform with the First Step Act. He had a platinum plan for Black people, for Black Americans. And all of this right here, all of this. And don't forget that illegal immigration disproportionately affects, in a bad way, poor, well, I should say maybe poor communities would be the correct term to use. And they just send them there. Like they're saying, bump you, we're replacing you. We don't have to do anything you want us to do. Black people, we don't care. That's the demon rats for you. They're like that friend who's really an enemy. They'll kiss you on the cheek and they'll do something to your back. You already know. You already know what that is, but I can just spew off accomplishments. I'm not going to just say something vague like he's a strong leader, he stands up for what's right, but specifically what he did with numbers, okay? Numbers. I remember when interest rates were in the low twos, like it might have been, was it 2.3 or 2.7, something like that, with anything under 3%, which is fabulous. And that was under Donald Trump. So inflation, inflation was low. There was no inflation. I mean, why would we vote for someone that's got us straining to be able to figure out whether or not we need food or medicine? How are we going to feed our children? And then indoctrinations in the school system. Why would we vote for that? I have no earthly idea. Some people, you know, they call it TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. You all tell me what you think. These people did not give an actual answer. Can you believe that? Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. On my way to 50,000 subscribers. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.